Hey guys, how's it going? It's Constantine the Third here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about what runes and items I'm taking for Vayne and Twitch, my two favorite champions right now. So, I'm going to preface this by saying there is a lot of wiggle room with these runes. Riot has done a good job of letting you adapt these to your own playstyle. So, if you're already furiously typing that you take this setup on Vayne and, you know, is this right, is this viable, blah blah blah, the answer is probably. It is up to personal preference. But I know a lot of people just they're looking to just try something in like a default page that is tried and true and that they can work with and maybe find some success with without having to like theory craft a whole thing on their own. So for those people, here this is. And if you have your own Vayne build, then if you don't want to change, don't change. It's probably fine. I think all three keystones in Vayne are viable. Okay, disclaimer aside, let's talk about this. So, sorry, my client is in German, but don't worry, I know all the names in English. So, this is press the attack right here. I think this is really good on Vayne for a number of reasons. The first of which is that I have found that when I take lethal tempo or fleet footwork, I feel like that my laning phase is significantly weaker because of it. I feel like that without press the attack, the burst damage that I'm able to do on Vayne is just pretty much non-existent in lane, and that leads me to just getting boxed around a lot in laning phase. And if you're not doing well in laning phase, that means you don't really have a big impact on the mid game. If you don't have a big impact on the mid game, you can't help your team if they're losing. And if your team is already winning, then, I don't know, it just doesn't feel that great to then just be like a win more mastery with something like Fleet Footwork, which is really good in the late game. It's okay in laning phase, but I think PTA is better for laning. In terms of missing out on healing because you don't have Fleet Footwork, I've found that a Doran shield in very difficult poke lanes is more than enough to compensate. Especially against poke lanes, they tend to be squishy, so press the attack will let you blow them the fuck up. In terms of the second tier mastery, there are really only two choices, Overheal and Triumph. I personally prefer Triumph a lot. I feel like it's just better than Overheal. That being said, I occasionally see pros taking Overheal. I can't really make rhyme or reason as to why. If they're building lifesteal, they tend to take it, and if they have like a super heavy healing support, they tend to take it. If you want to experiment with it, go for it. I haven't found a lot of success of it. I found that Overheal tends to do almost nothing for me, but again, that's just my personal experience. If you think it works, then go for it. Then we got the Alacrity one. This one is pretty much non-negotiable. Some people do take the Bloodline, again, if they're really looking for more lifesteal, but this is such a huge boost. It's more than a free dagger of attack speed, which is great. Yeah, I'll take that room every time. And this one is also non-negotiable. I think this is coup de grace in English. And just really good burst damage against low health targets after you make picks. It's pretty great. Okay, and then for the side tree, I like to pick up Dominance, and so on Vayne, this one I think is really good. I am always surprised, however, by how little damage it does. What is this again? Sudden Impact? Yes, Sudden Impact. I think this one is also very viable, the Taste of Blood, but in reality, I feel like that the extra damage from this, because you're spamming Q, you can pretty much have 100% uptime on 10 lethality. But again, like, in terms of, like, looking at, like, how much damage it does, like, after the game, it doesn't seem like a lot. So if you wanted to try something like Eyeball Collector or Taste of Blood, I think these three are all really viable. That being said, Ravenous Hunter, this one right here, oh my god, that mastery is so freaking good. I don't even know how to explain it, but damn, this thing gives you so much burst healing with static shiv crits. It's nuts. If you ever get poked out of a fight, you can like tumble auto a wave and just get all your health back. It's great. In terms of item build, so what I like to do for my item build is pretty much the same no matter what the state of the game is for the first two items or so. If I'm in a hard lane, I take Doran's Shield. If I'm in an easy lane, I take Doran's Blade. On my first recall, I try to buy as much attack damage as possible. That means either a pickaxe or a BF sword. And pretty much depending on how the game is going after that, I will change my build slightly. So first of all, if you are in a really hard lane, there's a lot of skill shots, like it's a Xerath Xayah or something like that. Xerath Xayah, in that one, I would start Doran's Shield. I would probably end up getting a pickaxe on my first back, because let's face it, I'm not killing them. And then after that, I would probably go into tier 2 boots, so I can sidestep the Xerath Q more easily. It actually makes a huge difference in terms of your ability to dodge. After that, we're going with the losing theme here. You're not doing so great. You want to finish up your static shiv after tier 2 boots. You then want to build into an infinity edge, and after that, just build whatever you need. So if you need magic resistance, hex drinker, QSS, y'all know the drill. And if you are winning, on the other hand, let's say you get an early kill, you're CSing really well, you're ahead of the enemy, you end up getting a BF sword in the first back. If you end up getting a BF sword and you're winning, it's actually a really good idea to just rush tier 2 boots after that, because the extra attack speed coupled with that really heavy attack damage from the BF sword can really help you just snowball fights, especially because you'll probably be getting into a fight at level 6 or so, and if you are able to have that extra attack speed with your ultimate, you know, not really level 6, it's a little too early, we're talking like a level 8 fight around here, probably the last fight of the laning phase, then the extra attack speed, the ability to run people down after they get away with low health, the ability to walk away from ganks with the tier 2 boots, is really, really efficient. Movement speed is a powerful stat, and I love building it on Vayne. So yeah, even if I'm winning after I get the BF sword, regardless of how many skill shots are in the lane, I'll typically go for tier 2 boots. After that, I will go straight into an IE, no other attack speed than the tier 2 boots because the IE lets you snowball more. Then after that, static shiv for just more burst damage, and then again after that, whatever you need. More damage, lifesteal, stuff like that, whatever you need. And yeah, that's what I'm doing for Vayne. Now for Twitch, I'm doing the exact same setup for the exact same reasons, except instead of going for my Ravenous Hunter, I go Eyeball Collector instead. That one just gives you some extra damage. Twitch doesn't benefit tremendously from Ravenous Hunter. It's okay on him. It's really not like the best mastery in the entire world. Like, yeah, you get your E healing and that's great, but the Eyeball Collector just out damages this one. If I ever feel like I'm in like a trade heavy lane, I will go for Taste of Blood, or if I feel like I'm going to need the lifesteal, I typically don't, and you'll see why in a second. I will go this. Again, this one it's really hard to measure how powerful this is, because like you never know like if that extra 10 lethality netted you a kill that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten, right? I think it makes a big difference even though the numbers are not that huge, but again, if someone were to go Taste of Blood, I wouldn't call them an idiot. In terms of items on Twitch, this will make some of you Bork fanboys happy. I actually like rushing a Bork. I like going Bork, Hurricane, Infinity Edge as my core. I'll flex in boots earlier or later depending on if I need them or not, and the interesting thing about Twitch is, unlike Vayne, if you're smashing lanes super hard, regardless of how many skill shots there are, it's actually a really good idea to get boots early since you can roam to mid lane with them really easily. Twitch stealth ganks are incredibly powerful, especially with the Bork activate. You will also build them if you're against a lot of skill shots, etc. But if you're kind of in a losing situation, it's actually best to hold off on the boots so you can get your Hurricane online earlier for the really big AoE team fight damage that you're looking for with the Twitch. A lot of you might be asking, why Bork? I thought every ADC stopped building Bork. Pretty much every ADC has stopped besides Twitch. Twitch is uniquely good with it for a few reasons. Mainly, we're talking about the fact that Twitch doesn't have a really good built-in way to kill tanks. That's one of his big weaknesses, is that he's not a great tank killer until, like, the super late game. So, unlike a lot of ADCs that have, like, Silver Bolts, or, like, an attack steroid, like Tristana Q, or Varus' W, you get the idea. He doesn't have a great way to melt tanks on his own, so the percent max health damage that it does, or percent current health damage that it does, is really effective on Twitch. He is super weak also to long-range poke, so this will help you weather the storm when you get poked by mages and things like that. Just heal it back up real quick with the lifesteal. Very nice. The active on Bork, as I mentioned earlier, is really freaking good at landing picks mid lane. That is where the Pog champs can happen, because after you kill your bot lane tower, unlike a lot of other ADCs, you can actually just roam mid and just straight up kill the enemy mid laner, because they're probably not going to be expecting a stealth Twitch to just walk into lane out of nowhere. And you have a lot of CC with your Bork active and your W, plus your long-range finisher of your E and your ultimate, so you can just be really pinnacle in winning games that way. And finally, more attack speed on Twitch is never not needed, because being able to stack up your E faster to 6 stacks so you can do big burst damage with it is extremely potent. And it also lets you proc press the attack faster. He's in like a uniquely good position to need attack speed. So yeah, that's definitely why I like Bork a lot. So anyway guys, those are the 2 builds and runes that I'm using on my 2 favorite champions, Twitch and Vayne right now. Hope you guys found it useful, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. As always, take it easy and have a good one.